capable of.
Yeah.
So the scenario is the end of the world in the shape of World War III. World War III is happening. Countries are going crazy. People are getting killed. And the signs are reacting to their new reality.
So, Itai, what would you think that in World War III scenario a Scorpio would typically be doing?
Well, I think
Scorpio. Sorry, I go right to them
okay,
because I'm intrigued and drawn to them and disgusted by them deeply.
I know that if it was up to you, we will spend like all of our episodes talking about Scorpios and like how you feel about them. But I think if World War III is happening, we need to ask who started it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a very clear answer to it. A Gemini. A Gemini started it, and that Gemini's name is Donald Trump.
Yeah, big time. Or Kanye West. I think between the two Geminis,
or
Kanye
both.
And Trump, they're fucking involved in this World War III, and they didn't even mean to. They weren't even paying attention.
Yeah, and I think just for like fact-checking purposes, they are both Geminis. So we're not just saying that they're crazy. We're just saying they're just a Gemini. They're just another Gemini. And they're both in a position of starting a World War III.
Yeah, and they both, particularly Trump, but it would have been started through Twitter. So they would have posted something weird and crazy on Twitter just because they felt like they just wanted to get back at someone. And then it's on Twitter and literally armies are amassing and like storming and running around and like, we need to hide.
And you know what? It might have already started.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know. Okay, I'm just going to get it out of the way. Taurus. Taurus is probably napping right now. Seriously? And I think they're just going to nap their way through a world war.
Fuck Taurus.
Yeah. And now that we said it, we can go on to other signs, more interesting signs.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Sagittarius because my natural inclination is not to talk about them at all. I think Sagittarius are probably having the worst thing that could ever happen to them, which is just a general thing about their life. Like usually things that they don't want to happen to them happen to them. And I think they're going to be held captive, which is also horrible for a Sagittarius because we all know how they love their freedom. What I would say is that they are held captive, but they're very entertaining to their kidnappers.
Yeah, they're like joking, they're chatting, and they kind of develop this like sick relationship with their captor where they're just loving the captivity but like wishing for their freedom.
100%.
Yeah.
What about a Capricorn? What would they do?
I reckon Capricorn's just chilling out, just like, yep, planned for this, knew it was going to happen. I'm just like resilient as fuck, and I'm because they're so strong. So they're basically every day for them is preparing for World War III. So they might actually feel a sense of equilibrium and relief that finally they can actually just get to work and like start organizing things, and like they've got their cans underneath their house in case they have to put their gas masks on, or like their kids ready. Already have a safety plan to like escape quickly into the bunker. Like
I think
they're done. They're okay.
As I said to you earlier today, I think a Capricorn, when they're like in kinder and the teacher brings like, you know, a piece of paper and he says like, write a nice letter to your mom or picture your or draw a picture of your family. I think a Capricorn usually sits and like writes down a well thought out plan for the rest of their lives and like benchmarks for which age they're going to achieve what. And I think World War III would not stop their original plan.
Yeah, it was in their plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is probably be the opposite of what a Pisces would do.
Yeah, Pisces, they would just be like chaining themselves to the White House and like they've tattooed onto their face like tear marks, and like they're holding like placards that don't make any sense, but they just say freedom and peace and like love, and they just...
No one cares.
No one cares and no one's listening to them, and they're like feeling deeply emotional but also really emboldened by the fact that finally they can be idealistic and it matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now they're like, before World War III, they were just like idealistic about stupid
and just
shit.
sad. Yeah, exactly.
I think a sick sign, which I'm happy to talk about, would be Aquarians. Like they would definitely find this whole thing amusing. They'll be like, oh, look at all these humans like fighting each other. That's so stupid. But why? Like I should make a game out of it. So they're probably like join ISIS just for fun. Like, and then, swap teams and try the other.
Join Al-Qaeda, then join
and be like, that's just like a nice little mind game that I'm playing with everyone on Earth.
Yeah, Aquarius is viewing it as like a game of The Sims, and like they've been playing that in their bedroom.
Exactly. And they're not going to have any consequences. Like when the war is over, they'll be like, what war crime?
Yeah.
I thought it's like a role play.
Yeah.
Okay, you can talk about your Scorpios now.
Oh, Scorpios, yeah. What would a Scorpio be doing in World War III? I reckon the Scorpio would just be like using this as an excuse to take revenge on like all of their ex-partners, like in whichever way they could. So like they've just like picked up a couple of knives, they've got like some poison, they're just going and like wreaking havoc across everywhere, like killing people on both sides, just going insane and taking revenge to anyone that is like crossed them or like that they perceive has crossed them, which is actually everyone in their immediate family, in their friends, in their community. So Scorpios are just losing their shit and going cray.
I reckon 99% on Earth of the Scorpio population already have a list of people they're going to kill.
List.
And they're just waiting for World War III so they can kill everyone without getting like, locked up, which they should be. Okay, Libras?
Libras, they just look great. They look hot. They're looking amazing. They're like selling war merchandise.
They're buying. I think they're just like going to decorate their house according to World War III.
Yeah, and they've like coined the hashtag World War III fashion or whatever it is, and they're loving it and they look great. Their skin looks good. Their hair looks great.
Definitely. So they're like, and another sign that I think will be exactly the opposite of like is Virgo, because Virgo is going to be joining the army. They'll be like, okay, no matter which country I'm from, which army is going to win, I'm joining this one, and I'm going to climb up the ladder, the command chain. I'm just going to it's going to take them probably around 2 weeks to start from zero to head of army and win this war.
Second of command in the North Korean army within a week.
100%.
Maximum.
Someone who will definitely not join the army is the Leos.
No.
They're going to be riding, they're going to be monetizing this war. They're going to be the face of the face of one of the sides.
Yeah.
Posting on Instagram, being like, hashtag, I don't know, like war outfits.
Yeah, they're on Vice and they're on MTV.
Yeah, and I think they're all gonna have like this camera that will follow them around, being like,
hey guys, I'm in front of a burning building.
This is my experience of a war. Like this war it's actually about me. It's like people are fighting for me on both sides.
Leos. I love
Leos. Cancerians, I think they're gonna be definitely very sad, but not more sad than before or after the war.
Standard.
They're just gonna be the same amount of sad, but they're just gonna be, I'm the victim of this war.
Yeah.
So if the Leo is celebrating the fact that people are fighting over them, the Cancerian is like crying, feeling like this is all either because of me or against me.
Why isn't it more about me?
Exactly. Or why do people follow around kids that lost their parents? Like, I'm also here. I'm also in my house feeling things about this war. I also need to be heard. But no one cares, Cancerians.
Yeah. Oh.
And in Aries, we didn't speak about Aries, and I think this is the only sign we didn't mention. I think Aries will just take this opportunity into rising up to a challenge, and I think they'll just find it as a challenge, like whatever challenge it may be. I think they love war. Their sign, their planet is Mars. I think they're just gonna either join an army, create a mini army of creating new countries to fight for. But they're definitely going to have an active role in fighting. No Aries will be chilling at this war.
Nah, and I think what you said about creating their own country, I reckon, like the second that, let's say, Donald Trump or whoever, whichever crazy Gemini started the war, they're just like, yep, that's it. Borders, my country. They have like a new currency within a week, and they've got like so much like...
And their face is going to be like on the flag.
Yeah.
But also, the dangerous thing about them is that like they can start a country, go to war, and then like a week later be like, you know what? I'm not into these guys. You can keep fighting. Yeah. I have another challenge, which is like, I need to do a 10-day detox that I need to do. So go ahead. Yeah, I think I'm excited for this war. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Was great. No. Well, so hopefully that gives everyone a bit of a sense of the star signs in their best and worst elements. And each episode we're going to be exploring different scenarios with the star signs. What are they doing? We're also going to feature some guests as well in the future, so do stay tuned in. We're going to have a lot of D-grade celebrities from the community here to answer our questions. We're not going to really let them spruik anything or talk about anything that's meaningful to them. We're going to really dictate and determine exactly what we want. So there's a lot of exciting things in store for that.
And we can't wait for it. So thank you for tuning in to the first ever episode of Astrology Roast. You can follow us on Instagram at Astrology Roast. Please don't get offended, but we go pretty hard.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you next time on Astrology Roast.